Welcome back, everybody, to the Last K Chamber. My name is Carl, and today we're going to be talking about Samurai Jack, and we're going to be going into it by this series by episode. So it's going to be a bit of a series that's going on here. I kind of want to do a little 5-minute review that I call the 360 review, and just to go over a little bit about what's going on and just kind of give my thoughts of the episode overall. So in episode one, we have Aku, the Dark Lord, breaking free from his chains and causing havoc on the world again. Samurai Jack, he has to be sent on a mission across the world to train, to gain skills, to become powerful enough to face the Dark Lord Aku. Eventually, he is able to return home and save his father, who was the original hero of defeating Aku, but unfortunately he was captured. His father reminds Jack that evil is not so easily defeated. That if he wants to take down Aku, he's going to have to uh, keep his wits, keep his heart, and make sure he's always aware of what's going on. Because back in the beginning, it was told that always keep an eye out, for evil lurks everywhere. So it's kind of refreshing that memory. Like, remember, evil is tricky. Unfortunately, as Jack is having this fight with Aku, and he's about to slay Aku, he waited. He took his time. Instead of going for the kill right away, he let Aku cast his spell, and that spell was to send Jack into the future. Unfortunately, that's where episode 1 ends, and now Aku has free reign over the world. So what are some of the characters that we meet? We meet Sultan in the Middle East, African tribesmen, some Greek fighters. None of these characters really say all that much, which I'm okay with. It was kind of interesting to see how they just kind of used some silent film aspects, just using some sound effects. Not completely silent, but just some sound effects as Jack was going through this process of his training. Wasn't a whole lot of monologue, wasn't a lot of talking. It just showed you what his life was like. For the next 20 years, he was just grinding always and becoming proficient in every form of martial art. That was pretty neat to see. The scenes, there was a ton of scenes in this episode. As I said, we went all over the world. We got to see the beauty of Japan, the Middle East, Africa, Greece, Europe, Egypt. It was a beautiful episode, and I personally love the art style, so I thought they did a fantastic job. But actually, one of my favorite uh, sceneries was actually Aku's Accursed Land of Japan. Uh, he had turned the beauty of Japan into pretty much apocalypse from DC, where there's hell pits, everyone was enslaved and always working. So it was kind of a brutal scene, but from what we had seen before, it was actually kind of a little bit refreshing to see a unique landscape. So that's one thing I'll definitely give to them. That was pretty awesome to see. Now, I kind of want to talk just a little bit about the story structure. So we kind of had a good beginning of a hero's journey here. We have the inciting incident where Aku has returned. Jack must now go on this journey to train. And he trains, and he comes all the way back up to this point where he's going to face Aku, and then we have the moral failing. Because well, I guess you can't even say it's a moral failing, but he fails to take out Aku and gets sent to the future, where he now has to strive to take out Aku. So, kind of a simple plot, but I still enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Now, what would I rank this episode? I mean, fair enough, it's the first episode, but we can still be honest. If you're not already a fan of Samurai Jack, you might think the train sequence is a little bit dull, a little bit boring. I mean, it has a lot of action, which I personally love, but if you're not already personally invested into Jack, you might get a little bit dull. So that takes it like a point or two off. The story I thought was okay. It's pretty basic, nothing really revolutionary there. So probably it gets maybe a 5 or a 6. It was still a good story, still liked it, but not much there. Character development, didn't really see too much of that happening with Jack, Aku, or anybody. Um, Jack, I like the righteous characters, and I also like just black characters sometimes. So, in this modern day and age where everything has to be a gray character, I'm actually going to give that an 8 because it's different compared to what we see nowadays, where everybody, your good guy is kind of evil, and your bad guy is kind of good with a sympathetic story. No, let your bad guy be a bad guy, and let your good guy be a good guy. So, you know what? I'm going to give him props for that. Scenery, beautiful. As I said, I personally love the art style, so that gets a 10 out from me. So I guess for me, we got what, maybe um, a 5, a 10, and an 8. So that probably puts us somewhere around, I think a 7. I think a 7.25. I think that's where we got ended. So yeah. So overall, I give it um, a C. A solid episode, not bad, solid. Um, Good way to get into it. Great introduction. I personally enjoyed it. I hope you guys do too. If you haven't seen Samurai Jack, one of the greatest animated shows ever made, from way back in 2001, that actually got a conclusion to it not that long ago, which I have some gripes with, but we'll get into that later. But hey, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, go watch Samurai Jack, and thank you for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you later. This has been The Last Gate Jumper, and I'll catch you later. Bye.